Can grief affect the body and mind? That's a question I received. Hello, my name is Lisa Tunsil, and I'm a certified grief counselor and a woman of faith. I want to speak to something many grieving individuals don't expect: how grief affects not just your emotions, but your body and your mind. If you felt exhausted, mentally fogged, or physically unwell since your loss, you're not broken, you're just grieving. And today I want to talk you through the ways grief shows up in the whole person and how healing must be holistic, meaning it have to involve the mind, the body, and the spirit. How grief can affect the body. Sometimes you feel like you have a broken heart, and there is a such thing as a broken heart syndrome. It's a medical condition, and it's called, if I'm pronouncing it right, Takotsubo cardiomyopathy. It's a real medical condition where the heart weakens due to intense emotional stress. What it does, it mimics a heart attack. The symptoms is often seen after the death of a loved one because it's so hard to fathom. When you said your heart hurt, the body agrees with you, because that's the best way I could describe it when I was going through grief. My heart was hurting and I felt like I had no medicine for it. Felt like somebody had cut a hole in it and I had no anesthesia, no pain medicine to cure it. During this time, there's such a thing like a spiritual wrestling. It's normal, and grieving is actually healthy as long as you don't get stuck in it, because your heart is searching for some type of meaning of why this happened. So your body tend to enter into what we call a flight or fight mode. But remember this, even Jesus wept. Faith does not exempt us from grief, but it gives us an anchor in the storm. Grief is a full body experience. It's not just something we feel in our hearts, but it triggers so many emotions in our nervous system. That means that our body is flooded with cortisol, our heartbeat raises, and often our immune system is weakened. You know, during my time of grief, my immune system was definitely weakened, and I had to go back and forth to the doctor for a while. During this time, don't think it's strange if you feel chest tightness, stomach discomfort, headaches, and even fatigue. And last but not least, one of the major things I went through was a sleep disruption. This is how your body tends to respond to emotional trauma, and it needs rest. Now, when I say that, for me, I couldn't rest. I would go to sleep and wake up every hour or every 2 hours until I just decided to get up. And that's when I realized journaling was my friend. I got up during those times when I couldn't sleep. I'm like, I'm not just going to sit here. And journaling became my friend. And it also became therapeutic for me. So if you're struggling to focus or struggling to remember things, you're not mentally off. This is just a part of the process. And sometimes we call it grief brain. Your brain feel overwhelmed. It's trying to reorganize your new world with this significant loss. And this is no small task. So don't beat yourself up. This type of fog is a way of protecting you during this overload. It's like your brain have been dumped with a flood of emotions, so it's overloaded. So during this time, be kind to yourself. Slow down, write things down. You're not losing your mind. You're learning to live with loss. During this time, I even was honest with the people around me and say, hey, I may forget to call you back, because during my time of grieving, I was forgetting things. So I began to write things down, or I began to tell people that was around me, my support system, of important things so that they can remind me of it. So you're not going crazy. This is the natural process. Remember, grief can also affect our mental health. It's not necessarily depression, but they can definitely overlap. Some people may experience panic attacks, sadness, and emotional numbness, and you may feel like you have a loss of purpose. During this time, you can have increased anxiety or even restlessness, but just know you're not going crazy. You're not alone. This is especially true when you have unprocessed or suppressed grief. I tell people all the time, if you try and suppress grief, it's going to come back in a real way, and it's going to come back strong, loud, and hard. So don't suppress it. Don't go without trying to process it. Allow it to come in. And then you begin to learn tools that'll help you move to the next phase. When we don't give ourselves space to grieve, it can leak out into our personal life. This can create stress, anxiety, or depression. This is where counseling, support groups, and sometimes for a short period of time, even medication may be incredibly helpful. Also, during this time, you can experience spiritual disorientation. Grief comes and it comes to shake our very core. Remember in John 10:10, the scriptures say the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Now the latter part of that verse say, but I've come that you might have life and life more abundantly. But grief definitely comes and it tries to shake our faith. We might find ourselves asking questions like, why did God let this happen? Where is God in my pain? And can I trust him after this loss? I am here to assure you that faith and grief can coexist. It coexisted when I was going through mine, and these were all the questions that were in my heart. But God continued to show himself strong and mighty and even faithful in the midst of my grief. Even in scripture, we see where there was lamenting and weeping, and we see also a God of comfort. You're not lost spiritually, and you're not less spiritual because you're hurting. You're simply human. And God is near to the brokenhearted, even when it feels like he's far away. Remember, healing must include your body and your soul. So if one of the best ounces of advice I can give you is take care of yourself. Do a lot of self-care during this time. Your body needs rest. It needs hydration, nourishment, and it needs some movement. So try and get some rest. Make sure you're hydrating, and then try and get some movement. Get out and get in the sun. Get you some vitamin D, some natural vitamin D. Exercise is a good medicine. As far as your mind is concerned, journaling can be a good tool. Counseling, and remember there's breathing exercises to help you calm your spirit and your mind down. And what your spirit needs during this time is prayer, worship, scripture, and definitely community. Healing is a journey, and it involves your body, your mind, and your spirit. You don't have to heal alone. And healing never means forgetting. It means you're learning to carry the memory with peace instead of pain. Your body, your mind, and your spirit are simply calling for you to care for it. Would you answer the call? Remember this, grief can affect every part of you, but so does God's healing. So in my closing, if you're grieving and feel like you're falling apart, you're not. Your body, mind, and your spirit is simply calling for you to nurture it, to take care of it. And as someone who's walked through grief several times and have helped others walk through grief, I want to tell you this. You're not alone. God sees you, and healing is possible. If this short video spoke to your heart, I invite you to share it, subscribe for more faith-based grief support, and comment below how grief has shown up in your life and what are some of the tools that you're using. If you haven't gotten to that stage, then ask the question and I'll be sure to answer you. Let's walk through this healing journey together.